Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode of Erin's Expeditions. I'm your host, Erin Patience, and here we talk everything Christ and entertainment and everything in between. Okay, so today I'm here with the beautiful, the lovely Cara Creer. She is also a fellow actress. Yeah. She's a fellow daughter in Christ. Mm-hmm. She is a certified cool girl.
Yes.
And yeah, we're just here to talk about life, you know?
Love it.
So, Cara, can you please introduce yourself to everyone?
The people. Hi, everyone. My name is Cara Creer. I am currently 23 years old. Not that you need to know that, but I know. I just really recently started enjoying life. It's like weird. What? How? But yeah, you can actually do that. You can enjoy your life. Can I just say that? But yeah, I think you'll hear more about me in coming session. So,
but so we are talking about rejection is redirection.
Yeah,
and I know it can be a very hefty topic because I know everyone has dealt with a level of rejection because whether it is that guy didn't want me, that girl didn't want me, the job didn't want me. Yeah. Or it can be stuff even like, your health or things you've really been holding on to.
Yeah.
And it's just like that moment of being rejected can alter the way you perceive yourself.
Yes.
And the way you perceive life, the way you perceive God, the way you perceive relationships and people and experiences and all of those kind of things.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to ask you, what's your thoughts about rejection as like a whole?
Oh, wow. The first thing that really popped into my head when you mentioned rejection, I think it's automatically something that you really wanted that you didn't get. And I feel like automatically when something like that happens, we start to feel like we're not good enough. We aren't cut out for this. Why is it always me? Why is it why? Just going into this self-loathing position. And I think rejection, it can literally get you down in the dumps, or it can redirect you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know, I had an icebreaker question.
Oh, I totally forgot about
and
that.
And then I was like, where's my icebreaker
Let's get into
question?
the deep stuff.
So, my icebreaker. If time and money wasn't of importance or of value or like an object in this case, what would you be doing with your life?
Travel.
Ooh.
I would literally go to see everything, everyone, learn so many new cultures, taste anything I can put my mouth in.
Oh, that's so true. Same.
Yeah, and probably just have like a pineapple-shaped cocktail every day.
Yeah.
Or a coconut one, literally.
Honestly, and I just walk around with it the entire time.
Yeah, tell people, hey, Jesus loves you.
Yeah.
You want a cocktail? You want a coconut? Yeah,
because the crazy thing is, because I was looking for topics to be like, what's a good icebreaker?
Yeah.
And then when I saw this one, I was like, it's actually like a decent one, because I think a lot of times, money and the concept of time and all of these things
we get caught up in it.
And they can actually become in some weird way, it can become a way of rejection. You know what I mean? So for example, I want to study abroad. I want to study physics because I like physics. And you can have the passion, you can have the drive, but then stuff like finances, stuff like
life
am I
gets in
too
the way,
old for this, that can actually be a barrier of like rejection if you perceive it like that.
100%.
So that was kind of like just the nuance behind the icebreaker that we already discussed. So Miss Cara,
yes, Miss Sereni,
how would you say our society deals with rejection?
Wow. I mean, you get a lot of self-help books out there. And I think sometimes we take rejection and we commercialize it, if that makes sense. But I think our world really handles rejection in a way that I wouldn't say it's healthy. Yeah. I mean, if we look at today, I don't have to say much. Yeah. But if we do look at how the world is, being rejected is literally, even Jesus has been rejected. Guys, he was perfect and they killed him. Yeah. So I think rejection is going to be a part of your everyday life. Yeah. But I honestly think it's person to person, but you get good sides of it, and then you get people who really just go down in the dumps about it. So I do think it's about focus. I think it should be about refocusing your gaze, not necessarily the plan, but just take another approach to the plan. Yeah. And I think, it's quite a difficult question because some people, they get up and they do something else, or they completely just get turned off by it.
That's so true, because I think when our society today comes to mind, I'm kind of like, we're in a very weird space where we want to hold people accountable. Yeah. But then we are leaning into cancel culture.
Yeah, and your feelings is valid. Yeah. Everything you say is valid.
Everything is valid. But then when it comes to, we can also so easily reject stuff, but we are so bad at being rejected.
Yes, exactly.
So I mean, like, for example, let's say you're ghosted. Yeah. That's literally someone that's literally someone choosing to reject you. Yeah. And the video I saw on Instagram, the guy was like, rejection comes with a choice. Yeah. I choose to reject you. I choose to reject this thing. Yeah. And when he said it, I was like, okay, so
that's great.
I definitely want to think about all of the times where I've been like mindfully and consciously rejected. Yes. And I think also it challenged the way I receive rejection.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I think also, like, in the industry that we're in, you need to get used to being rejected.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Oh my days.
You cannot, it's a thick skin industry for a reason.
Yeah. And I think because, every industry has its own thing.
100%.
But I think a thing everyone can, one of the many things people can relate to is that rejection. Yeah. For example, if you are in finances and you've been pinning to get this raise, to get this promotion, and you're doing everything, you're like, you're Mr. Boss, I am working overtime, I am picking up everything, I'm doing all of these things, and then your boss can be like, sorry,
sorry, you're just not equipped for the position.
Exactly, or like you're overqualified. Yeah. It's like, what do you want from me?
Yeah, literally.
Like, am I too good? Am I not too good? What's the deal?
Yeah.
And I think it also bleeds into our self-perception.
100%.
So I don't know, like, have you seen that quote where people say someone's rejection of you isn't a challenge to prove your worth?
Oh wow. Can you repeat that again? Like,
someone's rejection of you isn't a challenge for you to prove your worth.
Wow. That is something that I have to write down, actually. That is really beautiful. Because that is so, so beautiful.
So, like, how would you say, like, you would take up a statement like that in your day-to-day life?
Yeah. Well, first off, I've also like a quote for you. But with the rejection and redirection, sometimes, especially as followers of Jesus, we have something that we want to work towards. Yeah. Say, I want to be famous, I want to be a great actress, because I do want to have a platform so I can spread the gospel. Yeah. But sometimes we do it for God, but we forget to do it with God.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes where I feel God can also, God will never reject you.
Yeah.
But sometimes rejection is also God's protection.
Yeah.
And I'm getting goosebumps. Like, God is really just so good.
Are you getting chicken skin?
Yeah, I'm getting chicken skin, young. But I just want to add that, if someone else rejects, excuse me, if they reject you,
Afrikaans is slipping out.
Segt jy, Mais lekker. But yeah, if someone else rejects you, I definitely don't think it's a measurement, because you aren't measurable to anyone else. It's you guys aren't racing the same race. You guys are racing apart. And especially in this industry, we get rejected just to see someone who literally studied with us getting the role. So that is even more like, damn. Are you sorry? Do you feel good enough, or do you, feel like you are cut out for this? I do think that comparing yourself to someone while you're being rejected is definitely not a healthy way to go. I think that's where you have to just remind yourself of God's promise and what He has for you, because if something is for you, it cannot be for someone else. And that is one thing that I always will hold on to, because if you start living a life where, no, I can have that, it's not coming, it's not my time, then you are not going to live in your race, and you're not going to focus on achieving your goals because you're so focused on everything else. I just want to add again to focus on Jesus. Sometimes we get rejected, or it feels like we are getting rejected, like Simon on the water. He only looked at the waves and he only looked at the chaos around him. But when he started focusing his gaze back on Jesus, he walked on water with him. So and it's difficult keeping the faith. It is not an easy thing.
I think also like a thing that I realized quite recently, like within the past week, is like comparison. And as you said, you can't compare. And I think it's a very easy thing for us to go into, okay, but why that person, not me? If not now, then when? If not me, then who? And 100%. All of those kind of things. And it can be so easy because we're looking at the nearest thing that kind of has a similarity to us. And I think there's a difference between having it as an inspiration and motivation, or just flat out comparing yourself to it. 100%. For example, if you are, I kind of say, like, if you're going to compare apples and pears, both of them are fruit. Both of them, I think a pear comes from a tree, right?
I think so.
I think so. Well, in this analogy, yes.
They come from a tree.
And, both of them are fruit, both of them are healthy, but they are so, like, vastly different from each other. And they're both created for different purposes, even though they are, like, in the same somewhat, quote-unquote, category. And I think when it comes to us dealing with rejection, it really comes down to like taking it in, because you can't be like, no, I will not be rejected. It's a feeling. It's a feeling, like you are going to experience it. So to take it in and to be like, okay, so I'm rejected, like I'm feeling this emotion right now. But where is it coming from? What has it triggered? Because something that I've realized in my own life is the rejection would be so deep rooted that when something would just trigger it, I would be like, oh my word,
this is it.
This is my end, yo. I'm tapping out. Time out. Like you guys saw the last of me. And then I think rejection is actually such a deep rooted thing 100%. That we need to tend to. And
even when that's so beautiful. Like, even when you have being rejected kind of strips down everything from you, if that makes sense. And I feel like when you are rejected and you go to God, that is the way God can work with you. If you have nothing, that's where God can build you back up, And sometimes we do get cocky. We do have that selfishness about us, and it's human.
Lord, I deserve this.
Exactly. Why not? It's honestly, let's just remember He's God and we are not. But I definitely agree about that. It can definitely put you in like a space of negativity, but I think that's also kind of a molding process. When you are rejected, be like, I'm not saying, be excited, but sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm excited now because that's where God can come in and grab me back up.
I
and
just
work
love that I
me.
didn't get the thing I
really wanted.
Oh, amazing.
And yeah, I think that's where your faith is also being tested. Even in that not getting something, even in that desert period where you keep the faith and just know that there is a promise. I mean, let's even talk about the desert time. You know, when Moses led the Israelites out of the desert, it wasn't like even a year. Like it was so less than a year. I think it was maybe even, we don't know how long, but they started worshipping a golden calf. They saw the ocean breaking apart. They saw all the 10, I don't know what's 10 pla in English.
Plague.
The plague, thank you, 10 plagues. They saw everything. They saw that God is real. Yet their faith, as humans, we get like, okay, now where's God now? Let's worship a calf, a golden calf, you know? And I think that's where we gotta like, even in that time of where God feels silent, he's not silent, you know? He is there, but it's in that silence we gotta hold on to him.
You gotta
draw nearer to him. Yeah.
So do you have, if you're comfortable to share, do you have any memories of a time where rejection felt like, girl, you felt
end of the world? Yes,
you was stood binne. It was right there. But then after a while you were like, wait a minute, this is like a total different redirection to better things.
Yes,
like I never would have thought this would have happened. So do you have any?
I do
circumstances?
And crazy enough, at that time in my life, I didn't realize it. And I only now can look back and be like, wow, that rejection really directed me to something beautiful. I've got two, actually, but let's start with the one. I think it was literally in matric where everyone started filing, university papers, trying to figure out what they want to do. Life. And I mean, even trying to be an actor is like a crazy thing. But there wasn't a lot of places or institutes we could go to because that we thought was good, I guess. And we auditioned for this one.
Just to clarify, who is we?
Oh, sorry. I've got an identical twin sister, and she's also in the industry. We copy each other. That's what we do. No, I'm joking. But that means we're in the same grade, and we wanted to do the same thing. And we both, me and my twin sister, auditioned for this university. And weirdly enough, we didn't get rejected. However, I felt rejected. It didn't feel as if I was meant to be there. And I felt so rejected with that I literally cried in my room, and I felt like I'm going to have to, like, not that there's anything wrong with it, but I thought, like, I'm going to have to go, like, be a cashier at OK or something. I don't have anything else to do. And, God, even in that time, he was like, just be patient, girl. I've got you. I've got something big planned. And he did. And that's how we started going to our institute where we graduated. And now I look back and I'm like, I would not have been here if it wasn't for that rejection, for that another university. And another one was, okay, let's talk about love. Ooh, or even what you think is love.
The big LOVE.
My first boyfriend, I think we were together for 9 months. It's not even a lot, but I don't fall in love quickly. But when I do fall in love, I fall in love hard. And we ended up breaking up, and I felt so rejected by that. I felt, because he broke up with me, you know, and I just felt like I wasn't good enough. I felt like there's no one better. You know that there's a picture where Jesus is standing there with the crying girl, and he's got like, she's got this teddy bear, the small teddy bear, and he's like, but he's got something bigger behind his back, like this big teddy bear. And she was like, no, I don't want the big teddy bear. And you're crying. And then when you get the big teddy bear, you're like, wow. And that's what it was like to me. I felt like I want that small teddy bear. I don't want the big one. I don't care. And, time is a great healer. God really comes and, uses time to heal our hearts.
And he will take his time.
Yeah, he will take his time.
Not your time. Because you can be like, okay, Lord, but it's been like 9 months and I'm still hurt.
Come on.
God is like, hey, hey,
I've got all the time in the world, my darling, you know.
Honestly.
Literally.
Man.
But now I have the best boyfriend. I don't know if he's gonna hear this, but I think I'm gonna marry the man one day. I said it. But now I look back and the way this guy treats me and loves me, it's such a beautiful, godly relationship that I cry when I look at him. I literally feel like that saying when someone says, "Oh, you're made out of his rib." I'm literally made out of that man's rib, and
that's so sweet.
That's the thing that I'm kind of talking about. You know, that you will forget about the rejection as soon as that amazing promise comes forth. Ooh. And you will look back and you'll be like, wow, there was a time that I really wanted that thing, and it's supposed to be in garbage now. You know, not that bless that man, the ex,
but like
know.
the situation,
but
past,
the situation. So I don't think take the rejection. You're not going to be happy about it, obviously, but just know that if it's not good, God's not done.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow, that's good. Wow. I
love that.
Wow.
Sorry, a little speechless silence for a moment.
I have to take a moment and just take that in because wow. Yeah, I think we can wrap up the episode because that was a
lot.
That was a lot to think about. So yeah, thank you so much, Cara, for being with us.
Having me.
And yeah, I hope everything goes well for you and the rib that you came from. So yeah, also thank you so much everyone for watching. Thank you so much for listening, and I will catch you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Toodles.